Bang, 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 bang. Oh my God. It is October 7th, which is a Tuesday, which means what we have for you is baseball. What else is there to do in October on Tuesdays besides the MLB? My answer to that is nothing. But oh my gosh, what a day yesterday. The Brew Crew, chef's kiss. What a beautiful, beautiful day for my Brewers. I don't know if y'all watched that. I don't know if any of you guys are Cubs fans. If you are, get wrecked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Hey, man, I've been there pretty much every year for the last 6 years just getting smoked in the playoffs. Then again, the series is not over. I do not want anybody to think that it is. The Cubs could very well go win 2 at home here and tie this bad boy back up. But I am going to enjoy the game last night. I'm going to enjoy the win. That was a fun game. That was a very fun game for the Brewers and the Brewers fandom. I mean, oof. Wow. That was awesome. But then again, like I said, there's a good chance that they collapse and this series is tied in like a week and we're going to whatever Saturday or whatever that game is. But let me go ahead and jump into what the agenda is for today. Looks like we have 2 games. Mariners, Tigers. We're getting botted in the Twitch chat. Okay, Mariners, Tigers, and then we got Blue Jays, Yankees. I like it. I like the slate today. The AL here, I talked about this yesterday. We're going to go over a few things, but the AL is full of teams that strike out a lot. The NL is full of teams who don't. So today kind of makes me feel like, just without even looking at anything really, that it might be a pretty big strikeout day. But we'll get into it. We'll see. But first and foremost, let's just do one quick little run around of that game yesterday, man. Oh my God. First of all, this is just dirty. Smokes the home run, drops the bat, looks at his hand, calls the bullpen. He tells him, call the bullpen. Get this guy out of the game. Make the call. Oh my God, that is one of the dirtiest celebrations I've ever seen. Absolutely dirty. And then secondly, bang, I knew that was gone. The second he hit it, I knew it was gone. But what's PCA doing here? Look at this. What's going on right here? Can someone explain to me what he thinks is going to happen here? I mean, that's brutal. It's a tough look all around, but this ball, he almost had it. I mean, I guess he was only 50 feet off. Oh, I'd love to see it. Jackson Chourio, for those of you who are not aware of what's happening right now, for those of you who are unaware of what's happening right now with Jackson Chourio, I mean, first of all, he's my GOAT. He's been my GOAT since he was in AA. Oh, this is pretty funny. Can't lie. It's a pretty good edit. He's been my GOAT since he was in AA, but look at his career in the playoffs. First 5 career playoff games. He's only 21, by the way. He's only played in 5 career playoff games. 9 for 17, 3 home runs, 5 runs, 9 RBIs. 9 RBIs in 5 games. 3 homers in 5 games. A 1.674 OPS. Bro, what am I reading? What am I reading? I don't even think he's ever had a 5-game stretch like this in the regular season. This is my GOAT right here. I thought Yelich was going to be my GOAT forever. I mean, Yelich still is my GOAT, to be honest. But Chourio, man, oh my. And he's only 21. We got him for 7 more years. If he can even maintain like half of this pace, this guy's a superstar. This guy is a superstar. And we had some clowns on ESPN Milwaukee talking about how Jackson Chourio didn't walk enough to be a superstar. You know what, ESPN Homer, if you're seeing this ESPN Homer, gorgle, bro. You just need, oh my God. ESPN radio in Wisconsin is one of the worst. They're on like an 0 for 75 run on their takes, but let me just soak in this glory for 1 second, and then we'll jump right on into the breakdown. Look at that crowd pop, too. Oh, it's chef's kiss. This is beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful right there. It doesn't get better than that, man. That was one of the best games I've ever watched, especially a playoff game. I can't remember the last time the Brewers I don't think they ever have in my life, had a playoff game where they just looked like that. Mizorowski was back, too. Mizorowski threw a couple 104-mile-an-hour balls. What a game, chat. What a game. What a game. But let's get into this, all right? Get into today's breakdown. Mariners, Tigers. All right. Mariners are minus 134. It's pretty much what I got them at. Pretty fair value on the Mariners there. Logan Gilbert going up against Jack Flaherty. Once again, if we look at Logan Gilbert here, 5th most strikeouts in the MLB. That's a lot not for him. That's for the opponent. So the Tigers strike out the 5th most in the MLB at about 9 strikeouts a game. Logan Gilbert striking guys out at a 32% clip. And he's projected to go pretty deep into this game, 17 outs. It's very hard for me to not like Logan Gilbert strikeouts tonight. With these data points, it is extremely difficult, especially if he goes 17 outs. If Logan Gilbert can go 17 outs, it is very hard for me to not like him to get at least 7 strikeouts tonight. I think he absolutely gets 7 strikeouts tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Gilbert gets up to 8, maybe 9 strikeouts tonight if he can go that 17 outs. The only way that I don't think this play would hit is if he comes out of the game early. I don't think he's going to go 17 outs and not get 7 strikeouts. So, Logan Gilbert today, yeah, he's probably the number 1 pitcher on the slate. Just to circle back to that game yesterday, when I say somebody's a number 1 on the slate for something, usually I get a good read on it. Yesterday, if you guys watched the video back on YouTube or you're here in the stream, I said, I ranted, if I watched it back, I ranted for like 5 minutes about how Jackson Chourio was the number 1 batter on the slate. And this was before we knew if he was playing or not. And I was like saying he needs to play because there is nobody that is going to be a better batter on the entire board than Jackson Chourio. And sure enough, he was. And in case you don't believe me, in case you do not believe me, I do have proof. We tweeted this out at 5:25 p.m., so 4 hours before the game. Jackson Chourio is absolutely the single best batter on the board tonight when we saw that he was announced that he will play. And then also yesterday on the WAP, if you have not joined the WAP yet, you need to join the WAP. He was the number 1 projected home run hitter on the tool that I'm showing you guys. Yo, Blueprint, thank you for the perfume. I appreciate it. He was the number 1 home run probability, Jackson Chourio. He was the number 1 for everything. Pitch mix, home runs, everything. He was just the number 1 batter yesterday. So if I say someone's number 1 something, usually I get a good read on it. And today, I'm going to say Logan Gilbert's the number 1 pitcher on the board. Strikeouts should go crazy here. They really should. So, if you guys don't know what this site is right here, this is my WAP, wap.com/RudeBets. I have built in 4 applications into the community. So not only is it going to have picks and all that stuff in a chat, but I've built in apps. One for MLB, one for NFL, one for college football, and then it's like a calculator for y'all to be able to use to craft plays. So come join. If we look at these batters here, Cal Raleigh, I'm with a 20% chance at a home run. Now, that is not really where you want to see Cal Raleigh. Not really where you want to see Cal Raleigh, especially when his line is 220. Yeah, it's not ideal for Cal on the home run side when it comes to those odds. He's 1 for 7 versus Flaherty, 143, 3 strikeouts. A bit rough. Against righties, batted ball events, last 10. Let's look at 87 average exit velo. Only a 40% hard hit rate, only 20% fly ball rate. Cal Raleigh, the home run magic has cooled off since he hit that 60th homer. I don't love him today for a homer. He is the best option in this game based on a probability, but overall, I would probably rather be on somebody like Riley Green at plus 500. 4 home runs in one game is your today. Yes, that's my long shot lotto today. Yes, it's a plus 23,000, Adam. That's not my only play I'm taking. That's just my long shot. That's my, if we see what we saw last night in the Cubs-Brewers game play. And we'll get to why in a minute. But I do want to have that on the board just in case it goes crazy because there is some outstanding home run weather there in New York with actually some decent matchups too. So it's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. And I want to be there for it if it happens. But yeah, in this game, I don't really love home runs. Like I said, I'd rather be on Riley Green at plus 500 than Cal Raleigh at plus 200, even though Cal Raleigh does have a 3% better chance to hit a home run. Logan Gilbert, though, his home run rate is pretty average, 3.74%. And Jack Flaherty's home run rate is also pretty average, 3.38%. So actually, Logan Gilbert does allow a little bit more home runs at a more frequent rate than Jack Flaherty, which I did not expect. I would have expected Flaherty to have a higher rate, but he doesn't. Riley Green over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Oh, yeah, that could potentially be a good play. I'd say if you're going to take anybody over 1.5 on this team, it's got to either be Riley Green or Kerry Carpenter, especially with the fact that I think Logan Gilbert strikes out a lot of guys, and I think that the Mariners win this game. Cal Raleigh could be okay for hits, runs, and RBIs. It looks like Josh Naylor's not playing. He didn't make the trip. I think Luke Raley probably slots into his spot. That's what I'm projecting there. Suarez, he's all right here as a secondary option for a home run, but once again, I just don't love it at plus 520 for Suarez for a home run. Actually, now that does pique my interest a little bit. I do think Logan Gilbert is getting 7 Ks. Yes, I do. I sure do. But Suarez, his numbers are also not that good versus Flaherty. Jeez. Rosarena does pretty well, though. 2 home runs in 9 at-bats. Now, that's decent. Only problem with the Rosarena is versus righties. Last 10, nothing special. 60% hard hit rate's pretty good, actually. I'll give him that. A couple barrels, too. I do like a Rosarena today to get a hit. I do think he gets a hit today. So if you're looking for just one of those one-hit guys today, I think a Rosarena is decent there. You think Rodon's getting over Watt? We'll get to that game in a second. We are not in the Yankees. If you notice right here on the screen, we are on the Mariners, Tigers. Rodon plays on the Yankees, so we will get to that game when we get there. But we are not there right now. Overall, I expect this one to be decently scoring. I could see some runs getting put around in this game. I just am not convinced they come from home runs. Detroit's a very tough ballpark to hit home runs in to begin with. So negative 14% compared to an average conditioned stadium for home runs. Mariners should win this one. I do think the Mariners win this one. 58% chance. So there is a 42% chance they lose this game. But I do think that I have them with a 58% chance to win. So about 6 out of 10 times they'll win this game. But really, I think my favorite kind of look and read in this game is probably Logan Gilbert on the strikeouts. It is probably Logan Gilbert on the strikeouts tonight. Think they're going over on runs? It's a playoff game. That I don't love totals in the playoffs. Could go over 7.5, but it's really dependent. That's especially once you start getting into the bullpen matchups, the runs kind of slow down. Actually, they heavily slow down, so not a huge fan of totals for the playoffs. But I think the Mariners are a good play. I think Logan Gilbert strikeouts is a good play, and I think a couple of these guys for a hit are a decent play in this game, like Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Rosarena. So yeah. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Also, once again, if you guys do want to come play with this model and look at this model, you can do so right now. It's on my profile. You guys can access this and play. Literally, I'm in my own WAP community right now using this. This is a website you guys can all access. So, if we go to game 2, Blue Jays, Yankees. Let's look at this one. Then we'll look at everybody at once. Just want to look at this game real quick. Yankees, 52% chance to win. Blue Jays, 48%. Tell you what, the Blue Jays have been handing it to the Yankees. But here's where this is what piques my interest in this game right here. Home run ballpark factor, plus 21%. Plus 21%. That's a lot. Part of it's the stadium. Part of it is also the weather. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for home runs in this game. If we look at Shane Bieber's numbers, he hasn't pitched a ton this year. But in his starts this year, he's given up a home run to 5% of batters. That is 1.5% more per batter than league average. Per batter. So across 20 batters, that's 30% more across a single start. He allows 30% more home runs than the league average pitcher. That's a lot. 30% is a lot. That's 3 more guys out of every 10. You know what I mean? That's a lot. So Bieber has given up a lot of homers this year. Which is why I really like a lot of guys on the Yankees for a shot at a home run today. Number 1 being Aaron Judge. Great pitch mix against Bieber. History is not great here. 5 strikeouts. But, that's kind of Judge. He strikes out a lot and he hits home runs. That's pretty much what he does, if we're being honest. He beats him pretty handily on this fastball here. Number 1 pitch. Bieber throws a lot. He throws kind of everything. He has 4 different pitches. But his number 1 pitch is the fastball, and Aaron Judge's best pitch besides the cutter is the fastball. So Judge looks really good here on everything, pretty much except a curveball and a splitter, which is only 18% of the pitches he's going to see. Bieber does have a really nasty curveball, though. That is his best pitch. So maybe he just loads curveballs at Judge. I doubt it. But I do think Judge has a great chance for a home run today. Someone said Bieber fantasy score 26.5. I have his fantasy score right here at 25.43. That is what I have projected for. I have projected him for 25.43 fantasy score. Once again, y'all can access this model right here. Y'all can jump in and play around with this and find anything you want. You can find the fantasy scores. You can find all this data for every game. And also, we got even way more on the NFL side and college football and basketball for NBA. So there's a ton. Well, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. So y'all can come access this model, man. But yeah, I have his fantasy score at 25.43. I got him going about 5.2 innings. Yankees do strike out a ton, but Bieber's strikeout rate's not great, only 23% this year. So doesn't really interest me that much for strikeouts unless you can get like an insane line. Let's see. His line is for 5.5. Yeah, I don't love the 5.5 mark. Don't think there's any value in it. But that being said, with his high home run rate, it opens up the door for Judge for a home run today. I think Giancarlo Stanton's a great option for a home run today, and I also think Trent Grisham is a great option for a home run today. So there are three guys in the Yankees that I really, really like for home runs. In your opinion, do you think the Yankees will win? I think it's too close to call. I only have them with a 52% chance to win on this data model that I've built, which has been extremely accurate the entire season. It's been outstanding. And if this says only a 52% chance, then I think it's a little low. CG Hundo NBA me, yeah, it's coming. Coming around. Yeah, I don't really love the Yankees at that number. It's a 50-50 game. But if they can hit these home runs, then they should definitely win. Like if you're going to see Trent, Judge, Giancarlo, if these guys, all these great opportunities for a home run and they come through, the Yankees live and die from the home run ball. Let's be honest. That's how it's been all year long. If the Yankees are hitting home runs, they win. If they're not hitting home runs, they lose. Like that's just generally the template that they follow. That's kind of been their entire mantra. So I don't look at the Yankees and think like, oh, wow, they're going to really win this game without home runs. Like, that's just not how it goes. They don't play small ball. So, Grisham, Judge, Giancarlo, outstanding plays for home runs today. And on the other side, the only guy I really like for home run here is George Springer. He's 4 for 11, 2 homers versus Rodon, 1.87 total bases per hit versus lefties. He's historically done really well versus left-handed pitching this year. 60% hard hit rate in his last 20 versus lefties with a 93 exit velo. Last 10 goes down a little bit. Last 5, though, 96 average exit velo, 80% hard hit rate. The guy crushes lefties. You could trade. I think you can take George Springer today for anything. Hits, runs, RBIs, total bases, hits, or a home run. Yeah, he's really kind of the only guy that I actually really like today on the Blue Jays. Vladdy, he's okay. Doesn't match up too well on the pitch mix for Rodon. 3.46 out of 10 rating, batter versus pitcher, based on the pitch type. Historically, though, he is 8 for 13 with a homer. So, I mean, maybe you could take the pitch mix and throw it out a little bit because he sees this guy really well. Whatever Rodon does, Vladdy sees it. So, I also like Vladdy today for a hit, 1.11 hits. Hits, runs, RBIs, 2.11. He also looks pretty good there. So, both of those look decent. So, yeah, for the Blue Jays, batters today that I would take would be George Springer and Vladdy. If you want to get weird, I mean, maybe Ernie Clement just based on how he does versus lefties, but his pitch mix looks pretty brutal. Yeah, Judge today I think is a very good play. You're getting good value on him for a home run. Total bases, hits, runs, RBIs, kind of anything. So, said Riley Green hit 1.5 hit star. I said if I was going to take anybody on the Tigers, it would be Riley Green. I don't think it's insane, but him or Carey would be the only two that I would consider. You got to realize there's not a ton of hits, runs, and RBIs in the playoffs. There's just not. Unless you're the Brewers or the Blue Jays, I guess, so far this year. But for these other teams, like, there's just not a lot. Especially these teams that strike out a ton. These teams that don't put the ball in play, which we'll go look at right here. Let's go look at the strikeout ranks right here. 5th, 6th, and 3rd most strikeouts on the league. These teams do not put the ball in play. They strike out a ton. Now, the Blue Jays, they don't strike out that much. They put the ball in play a lot. Rodon, only 4.47 strikeouts. I do not think his 5.5 line is worth taking at all. You can take his total bases, 0.5. Yeah, it's not bad. If we look at total bases here, Riley Green, yeah, I think you can get up to 2 today. Kind of his top end there. Going back to this home run leaderboard, we talked about it, but it's pretty much all Yankees. For the most part, it's all Yankees. George Springer's in there too. Riley Green's in there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the Yankees look really good today for home run probability. 33, 33, 27. Now, if we want to see really quickly what the overall probability would be that all of those guys hit, we can do that real quick in the edge calculator. Let's add 3 legs to this. 33%, 202, 202, and then 430. So there's really only a 2% chance that all of them hit a home run, right? So it's not likely that they all do. When you combine all of those probabilities together, only 2% chance. But individually, they all have a pretty good shot. So I do like it. So Stanton, Judge, Trent. I love them. I don't know that I would touch Jazz today. And I also really like George Springer. Now, if we look at pitch mix ratings, who's got the best kind of statistical matchup versus the pitcher based on the pitch types? Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, George Springer. Canzone actually looks pretty good, Arozarena, but a lot of these guys are starting to fall off. The 4s, these are out of 10, right? So 7 out of 10 is really good, actually. 5 out of 10 is okay. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Like, these aren't great matchups. But that's what's to be expected when they're putting out their best pitchers. So, Tigers game, under 18.5 strikeouts total. For the whole game, I mean, those are both teams that strike out at a very high rate. Yeah, those are very high strikeout rates. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got Gilbert putting up 9 himself, and then another 5 from Flaherty, and then the bullpen, however many they're going to put up. You're already at 14, then 5 from the bullpens for the whole game. I don't know about that. Maybe. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think kind of the same game plan as we did yesterday. Yesterday, I took the Dodgers outright. I was going to take the Brewers outright, but they were just fair value. There wasn't enough value for me today. So it looks like today I take the Mariners outright. Yankees, you could take them if you want. I just think it's terrible value. I think the Yankees today are terrible value at 52%. But their home runs look really good. So you could just dive into some player props for home runs and call it a day. And if you don't like home runs, you could take Grisham, Judge, or Giancarlo for hits, runs, and RBIs. So think Yankees and Blue Jays are going over on runs? Yeah, kind of depends on if the Yankees hit home runs. The entire outcome of this Blue Jays-Yankees game is completely dependent on do the Yankees hit their home runs or do they not. Like, that's it. If they're not hitting home runs, they're probably not scoring much. If they do hit their home runs, they're going to blow it out of the water. That's just their game. They're not like the Brewers. They're not like the Blue Jays. They don't put the ball in play. They don't move guys around the bases. They don't do all that. They just either hit home runs or they don't. Jack Flaherty, 3 hits allowed. Yeah. I have him allowing 3.74. 3.74 hits allowed. Once again, this is the best research tool you guys can possibly use. If you're trying to craft slips and you don't know what to do and you're just guessing all the time, this is the number one research tool that you could possibly use. It is the only one that is a professionally data-tested, data-backed, profitable model for player props and teams that you can find and play with and do whatever you want with. The only one that's interactive. You can click on any batter, get a bunch of data points, StatCast data, all the projections. You can get probabilities for the projections too to see like, okay, well, what are the chances this guy actually goes over 1.5 total bases? 50.99. Okay, well, what about hits, runs, and RBIs? 58.86% chance, right? It's going to give you the fair odds too. There's no other research tool that's better. It's the one on my profile. It's actually built into my WAP community. WAP.com/RudeBets. But I built these apps into my WAP community. So not only are you going to have this, but you're also going to have all the straights that I take, the parlays that I take. You got the team chat with all the people as well. And then you got the MLB model. The NFL model is already updated for week 6, by the way, chat. The NFL model is ready to go for week 6, pending injury news throughout the week, obviously. We got all of the different games for the NFL. We got all the projections for every single player, right? So if you're looking for player props for the NFL or if you're looking to build your fantasy team, you can literally just go down to the bottom. There's a full fantasy section. You can click on any player, get data on them for all their projections. You can get their fantasy score projections. You can see a bunch of different data points like target share, air yard share, defensive matchup, air yards allowed, rush yards allowed. It's got it all, man. It's got it all. Everything you could possibly need. You could sort these tables however you want. Say you want to look at tight ends by receiving yards. See the number one tight end for receiving yards or touchdowns. Say you want to look at wide receivers for rush attempts. I don't know, something random. Or touchdowns. Or receiving yards for running backs. You do it all. They want to look at passing touchdowns or passing yards or rush attempts or rush yards for quarterbacks. Done. So, come join the community. WAP.com/RudeBets. Get access to all this. Aaron Judge for 1.5 total bases. Springer for a hit. Gilbert 6 carries. And Flaherty 3 hits. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds decent. Sounds decent. So, all right. I'm going to upload this video over to YouTube every single day. I upload these videos onto YouTube. It's like a daily podcast, essentially, where I break down the slate. Today, we're doing it for MLB. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, you can. RudeBets is the name. But I got to get this uploaded over there, so I got to end the live. I will catch you all tomorrow or later this week. And if you haven't joined yet, WAP.com/RudeBets. Get your butt in there right now and join the community. We called Jackson Truro yesterday. We had an insane weekend with touchdowns the other Sunday. So many people with wins. You got NFL wins. You got college football wins. You got MLB wins. You got all these people that are posting these wins that they're taking, using the data tools that I provided, and then tailing